My sister is having an affair. Should I expose it to my brother-in-law or not? I caught my sister cheating on her husband with a guy. I was shocked because my sister and her husband are the epitome of love that never ends. Literally, they have been together for 15 years, and they still look so much in love with the way they treat each other. I felt anger and despair because I love Bill as a big brother, and he has been there for my sister when she was at her worst mentally. He was there, taking care of her without ever complaining. Now that I found out, I confronted her, and she tried to deny it. I told her that she was pathetic, and now she feels good about herself. After her husband nursed her back to health, she is paying him for cheating on him. I told her I was going to expose her, and she was begging me and crying, telling me I didn't understand. Please don't hurt us. You will be hurting my husband more than you hurt me. After a few days, she asked to meet me. She looked like she was crying the whole time. She told me that she has been keeping her husband's secret, but she wanted to tell me and made me promise not to tell anyone. Her husband is impotent, and he hasn't slept with her for the majority of their relationship. I didn't believe her, so she showed me all the texts and emails she had with her husband, her therapist, and her diary. He hasn't touched her for almost 12 years. Her depression was because of it, and her back to health was because of this new guy. She said that since she started sleeping with him, she has been happier, and by extension, her marriage and husband have been happier. I asked her why she doesn't just tell her husband. She said that she couldn't because she loves him and she couldn't hurt him. She is afraid he would be so lonely without her because he always said he had no one else in this world and he would unalive without her. Don't you see that we are all happy? Please don't hurt us. About the guy, she met him through work, and actually, he is kind of a famous entrepreneur in our city. She showed me texts, etc. He is also married, but he has 3 children. He has the same problem with his ex-less marriage. Yesterday, she asked me to meet her. She was with him, the audacity. She looked totally broken, and he looked smug and angry, and he didn't even want to look at me. She asked me to think of all the people that would be hurt if this came out, and she said that they would end their affair and promise to never do it again. He got upset and said, or we could just tell everyone and stop hiding. She got angry and told him to shut up. I don't know what to do. She said that she kept her husband's secret because he is embarrassed, and he is very possessive and jealous, so he didn't agree to open marriage. She swore it was over with this other guy too and showed me texts where they had a huge fight because he actually thinks I should tell her husband so they could be together, but I don't know. He has given her a Cartier love ring that she still has, and when I confronted her, she said she couldn't throw an expensive ring but she would donate it. She wears it on a chain underneath her clothes. I'm sorry this is getting long, but I wanted to include all the details. I hope you can give me an honest judgment. Would I be an arsehole if I told my sister's husband? I think this whole thing is wrong, and the cheated parties need to know the truth, but it will hurt Bill. Update. I just want to come here and update everyone that I have told my Bill about the affair. I have read all your comments, and I thank you very much for the insight. I had to do what would make me sleep at night. I love my sister, but she must have known that I couldn't just live with the guilt. I have been cheated on by someone I loved, and I know how SHTTY and selfish you must be to cheat. I also know that if I could do it again, I would want to know this time too, because while the pain was enormous, I still feel lucky now that I found out. My sister has called me like 20 times, but I haven't answered. She texted me, "Do you feel better right now? How could you do this to me? I loved you, you ruined my life." I didn't answer her. I wanted to tell her that she was the one who ruined her life, but I didn't answer her. My parents are shocked and angry, but not with me. Bill called and told them everything, and he talked about plans that maybe my sister and he would move back to his hometown. He is devastated and broken. I hope they can move on from this together or separately, it doesn't matter. But that they move on and find real happiness, not at the cost of other people like it is now. Update 2. Hi guys. I'm still getting a lot of messages about an update about my sister and her situation. I thank you for being so sympathetic and worried about my sister. I might have painted my brother-in-law as abusive to my sister, and I regret that. I just wanted to be as transparent as I could because they're not here to tell their side of the story, so I was trying to do my best to take in my sister's and her husband's POV. They are fine. My brother-in-law is very hurt and destroyed, but he assured me that he wasn't angry with me and that I did the right thing. The truth hurts sometimes, as he said. He's planning on taking a break from his work and maybe going back home for a while. My sister is fine and has not been hurt. She doesn't talk to me, and I get that, but she is not harmed in any way more than her heart. But let's face it, it was of her own doing, and I think she knows that because that's what she told my parents. Her husband has suggested that they move back to his hometown because I don't think he can trust her staying in the same city as her lover. And as he said, he can't follow and spy on her all his life, but he is willing to forgive her because he loves her. My parents are very angry with my sister. They are not angry with me, however. The only thing they thought I could have done differently is that I should have told them before I told my brother-in-law, because then they would have their own way to make my sister admit what she's done to her husband. At least it would have come from her. As her lover, I don't know he's married, as I said in my previous post. I don't have the details, but I know that my brother-in-law has texted him and told him to keep away from his wife. I have been on both his and his wife's Instagram accounts, and it seems like the wife knows now. I don't know if she will take him back or not. The way he acted in our meeting, he didn't seem to care either way. Boy, I hope he doesn't have a prenup, and she takes him for all he has. That's all I have for today. I won't be making these frequent updates. If anything of significance happens, I will be updating in the future, but right now I'm logging off. Thank you for listening, and I thank you all for supporting me. I know what I did wasn't the nicest or the kindest to my most beloved sister, but I had to do what I believed to be right, and you don't have to do with me. Peace and love. Update 3. Hi, I'm still getting some of you DMing me about news. I wasn't planning to update because I know that I'm not well liked here. This update will only be about facts, since I no longer understand what's going on. Everything is gray, and I can't for sure see black and white. For me, infidelity is black and always will be. I, however, will update what happened without my own opinion. My sister and her husband decided to work on their marriage, and they even moved back to her husband's hometown. They were living with his parents until they found a new place. From what I understood, my brother-in-law had made demands that she leave her job as she met her affair through work. That is all I knew. My parents kept in contact with my sister and her husband, but she refused to talk to them either. Until last night, when her husband called and said that my sister had run away. She left her phone behind and all her belongings and ran away in the middle of the night. My parents are frenetic. My sister had just talked to my mom for the first time since they moved less than 2 weeks ago, and according to Mom, she sounded fine and was talking about the new adjustments to a small town. Bill said that they had been fighting about her not wanting to stop working these past few weeks. He went to bed yesterday, and then woke up a couple of hours later, and she was gone without even a note. This morning, I felt I had to do something, so I contacted the AP. He sent me a threatening DM saying that he and my sister will contact the police if we don't leave them alone. I know where he lives, and probably my sister is there too. I asked to talk to my sister, but he again said if any of us tried to contact her, they would contact the police. So I guess she has left her husband now. My parents are freaking out, and Bill is living with them now until he can get in touch with my sister. Thank you for watching the video.